Morning, Piggy.
Morning, morning.
Y'all can see that. There we go. A little light on the subject. Hard to see.
Duh. There's plenty of light right there.
Yeah, it's hard to see through there too. That light just shining straight through.
That might be a little too much, huh?
Yeah. Alright, let's try to give us light on it, y'all. There it is. Bouncing, 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 bouncing. So,
well,
what's new, Piggy?
It's a new day. That's new.
Yeah.
It ain't yesterday, so it must be today.
Hump day.
Hump day, hump day, hump day, hump day.
Oh, man.
Amy did a 4-hour live last night. She normally only does a 3-hour live. They got to talk about some stuff, and it run over 3 hours, and they kept it going, and she wound up doing 4 hours. She was tired.
I'd been tired after an hour and a half.
Right. But it was a good time. A lot of good folks on there. I was busy fiddling with a piece of wood, so I couldn't comment too much. So, anyhow. Working on a walking stick for a lean a little bit.
Yeah, it's getting fun. I need one.
Yeah. And everybody's big on Saturday. They got to see my walking stick. I ain't done with it, but I took it with me anyway because I felt like I was going to need it. Might need it. And sure enough, I did need it.
Yeah, your walking stick's more like a table leg.
Yeah, that's what Jesse and Johnny was looking at. You know, they looked at it. You sure that's just a walking stick? And everything. I said, well, I guess it could be other things. And, all like that, but folks, I'm just gonna tell you, the shape I'm in, it wouldn't matter if I didn't need it for something else. I ain't got it in the swing like I used to. So it wouldn't do me no good. But it's big enough and thick enough that it'll be guaranteed to help hold me up.
That's it. It ain't gonna break easy, that's for sure.
No, especially once I get that epoxy down in them holes and fill that in. So it'll be a solid little piece of something. Anyway, I'm gonna working on hers. I had 3 pieces of 1x2. And all the same height. They're a little rough on the ends, but by the time I get done planing and sanding and rounding and all like that, and filling in, I'm probably going to use some of the epoxy on hers too. Everything. It won't look like 3 different pieces of wood put together. But I went ahead and got them glued together last night, and I didn't put them all straight in a line with each other. I did 2 one way, and then put the other one on the side of the 2. So I was able to get some flatter surfaces together that way. But they ain't none of them straight. They got little hoop-de-doos all the way up through there.
I hadn't seen no boards lately that are actually truly straight of any kind.
Well, part of it is the way they's made. Another big part of it is as I was putting the planer across them, you know, they weren't going. It may have made little defects in it,
Yeah.
more pronounced
Right.
when I planed on it. Yeah, but it's all good.
It's all good in the
It's
hood.
all good. So I'm gonna work on that. And before I go in the house, I may do like I think it was Dale said. It might have been Abbott. I can't remember which
It was
one
Dale.
of you told me, huh?
It was Dale.
Dale. Put some WD-40 on that nut on that brake line. Keep that soaked down.
I remember I never told you that. I know Dale told you to use your wrenches at home to measure and see what size you needed.
For a line tool.
Yeah.
Now, from what I can gather, a line tool just makes it easier to get that little nut out of there.
Yeah.
So, but it'll be a trial and error and gaining experience
Yeah.
thing, like most things. Get that done. But I'll start soaking it down so it can soak and see what size wrench I need on it. All that. So, you know, the folks, I do things in spurts, you know, and a lot of it's my physical well-being or the lack thereof, and a lot of it's low confidence level on stuff. Don't want to do something that's going to cost me more because I had to replace something else because I broke it, and everything. And you know, a lot of it is being on a fixed income. You know, we get a little bit every month. Elaine takes and manages that money and makes sure we get groceries and bills paid. If there's anything left over, we get a little something towards something. And sometimes it might be for the vehicles, and other times it might be for the kitchen because there's things we needed in there to help facilitate what we do. And other times it might be for something else. And she even manages to take and get a little bit out of it to, you know, we can go eat out once or twice. Of course, our options for eating out are very limited because most places make us sick.
And getting even more limited.
You know. So, and every once in a while, you know, we might be able to get some snacks or something sweet or whatever. I mean, she manages that money real good. But we have to go month to month. Because that's how I get paid. I can't do it once a week or once every 2 weeks because that's not how I get paid. And she has to make that stuff stretch. So it takes us longer. We eventually get there.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, so all those factors have to line up like a combination lock before I get something done.
Yep.
You know, so that also affects how I feel about working on something because, well, if I do this, it's going to be a few more months before I can do the next part of that and everything. That's just how it works. But anyway, I'm going to look into that. Everything. Last night, today is trash day, so we got trash out.
Piggy got trash out. I helped him get it out. He got it out.
And, she cleaned the refrigerator out some too, so she already had some in the kitchen bagged up. And then I finished bagging up stuff when I got done fiddling for a little while. I was ready to take the trash out. And got that done. And I gave a glimpse of her walking stick, and I'm starting to work on Amy's live last night, her and Chris, and everything. And I popped in on their live for a few minutes. I popped in on Back Road Freedom's live for a couple of minutes. Yeah, just to kind of give them a little surprise and say hi.
I heard Piggy talking. I thought he was talking to Miss Linda at first.
No, not this time. But of course, I love it when it is Mama Linda.
Yeah.
Y'all, me and Mama Linda can sit there and talk for hours.
He ain't just joshing neither.
Yeah. And we have a good time at it.
I think their longest conversation was 6 hours.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can sit there and talk. But she likes to tell me things, and she asks me things, and I'll do a lot of talking, and I'll do a lot of listening. But we have a good time. But anyway, I was on those lives last night for a couple of minutes. And on Amy's, I showed a little bit of that stick. But I'm going to work on fixing that up. I'm going to try to see about, I might bring out my rotary tool when I get close to done, and then maybe try to do a couple of designs on it. And then fill that in with the epoxy too to kind of make it parity. And so the next time we have something like this past Saturday come up, she'll have her something she can grab on to too.
Yeah, besides the walls and everything else.
Right. She don't like my walker. Yeah, folks, I got a walker. I'm supposed to use a walker.
I'm the one that uses it mostly.
But, I'm an old jarhead. I don't know, we don't know the word give up. You keep going, no matter what. Like I've said before, you got two options. You can curl up and die, or you can just keep on going and take it in stride.
That's it. Take a breath every now and then, sit down, rest a second, get up and keep going.
Keep going, no matter what it is. Which is, and curling up and die ain't an option.
No,
so
it ain't.
You've only really got one option. So that's kind of where I get my little, gonna have a great day even on my worst day thing, because you gotta live through it anyhow.
Yeah.
So you might as well smile about it and go on and just get it done and get it over with and move on to the next thing. Because you gotta live through it anyhow.
Yeah.
So
we backed up down here at the red light, y'all.
Yeah. School is back in session, so it's gonna show in the traffic, as y'all can see.
Yeah.
Mitsubishi. It's called a Langer. Langer.
You sure it's not a Lancer?
I think I've heard of a Lancer.
There is a Mitsubishi Lancer out there.
Is there?
Yeah.
Well, it might be Lancer. I'm just reading that C wrong. I do that, folks. You're right. It's a Lancer, not a Langer.
I'd never heard of a Langer, but I'd heard of a Lancer, yeah.
I've heard of a Lancer. Wasn't sure who made them, but I've heard of a Lancer. I was reading that, and it looked like a G and not a C, so I was thinking, what's a Langer? I ain't heard of that before. But yeah, you can have a great, it's all in the attitude.
Yeah.
Like I've also said, perspective affects perception, and perception affects perspective.
Yeah, I used to have a shirt that said that. It's all about the attitude.
All about the attitude. It's like, I've noticed, I'll be sitting there watching the tube and everything like that, and something be said, and whether it's the host or the comments and all like that, and you sit there and wonder, was that said this way or that way? You know, because a lot of times, you know, especially if you have any kind of insecurities, and trust me, I've had plenty and I have plenty, you know, and a lot of people will take, and they'll knee-jerk on that, and they'll take it the wrong way because of their perspective and their perception of things. And I do it too. I'm guilty. Raise my hand. I'm guilty. I've done it. But then I had to sit there and think, okay, wait a minute. No, these people ain't like that. That's not how they meant that, or they might look a certain way, and those insecurities you kick in and take it the wrong way, and you have to adjust your attitude, perception, and perspective. You know what I mean? No, you know, these people ain't like that. These things, you know, and all like that. Because I'm going to tell you, most people I listen to on lives nowadays, well, matter of fact, I think all of them, they mean what they say and they say what they mean. They're straight up. You ain't got to guess at what they might be trying to say or do or work out.
We like real people.
You know, real people say what they mean and mean what they say. You know, so when they say something that, you know, might make you feel like, what did they mean by that? Well, they meant exactly what they said. You know, that didn't mean nothing bad or harmful or anything about it. You know, and folks, when I say stuff, you know, just like preachers, you know, a lot of times speakers, you know, will talk on things based on a personal perspective. You know, they get on something, you know, they might not say it like I do, you know, 'cause I'll put it out there. I'm guilty, you know, but that's what they're doing it from, is things they're guilty of, and they've had to sit there and think about it to get it right instead of wrong. So, you know, a lot of times we have to change our perspective on things, because you gotta know the people. When you know the people and you know that they're not this way or that way about something, then you know, yeah, there's another one there.
Yeah.
Barely seen, but
God, I can't say nothing. Whew.
but
That sun bright.
ain't it though? But you know the people and this, that, and the other thing. You know, now there are times where they may say something that, you know, might get misconstrued. You know, they may say it not exactly right, and it comes to mean something else, but it wasn't what they meant to say, but it was the best way they knew how to say it. You know, it's kind of like reading internetese. You watch people's comments and stuff. We all do typos and stuff, mess a word up, and all like that. And you think it's meaning one thing, but it's something else. Or they might not use exactly the right word, thinking it's the right word. You know, so those are cases when you do have to know what they mean. I know I've talked about that, you know what I mean thing, but sometimes, no, I don't know what you mean. But when you're trying to read internetese and everybody's having fun on the chat and all like that, and everything, you gotta know what they mean, and in the context of the whole situation, you know, the atmosphere is light and jovial and all like that, you know, so you know it's not anything bad they're saying. Now there is a lot of everybody giving everybody a hard time and, you know, joking around and stuff, and all like that. So you got to have a good sense of humor. You know, Jennifer Ocean Homestead was giving Justin at Back Road Freedom a hard time last night because he wasn't giving her a wrench. But I think she was more giving him a hard time than anything. And I didn't exactly take it right at first because, you know, I thought, well, you know, we each take our time and who we want to have a wrench and all like that and other things. And I finally figured out, I think they're just giving each other a hard time because it was fun and lighthearted and stuff. So, but it was all good. So, again, a lot of times I talk from my own experience and perspective, folks. Because I'm just as guilty as anybody else about things I talk about. Sometimes. There's other things that, no, I'm not. It's something I say, and it's like, I gotta put it out there. Oh, buddy. But, you know, when it's among this YouTube family that God has blessed us with, there ain't nobody out there meaning anything bad towards somebody else in there. You know, and it's like Johnny said at Biggins. Me and him had hugged up, and somebody got a pic of that, and Ginger sent it to me. And folks, let me tell you, it's a precious picture. You know, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, that picture probably portrays about 10,000. But it's like Johnny said during that moment, you know, he said, this is love right here. He said, you can't buy love like this. You know, and everything. And he wasn't talking about us being hugged up. He was talking about the whole situation. Everybody there. He was talking, you know. It was literally family. And everything. So that's what this is for us, folks. Piggy loves you.